So, welcome everyone to another Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube live session. And this is session number 73. And this is part of the series Engineering Qualification Validation in Australia. And tonight I will be talking about some do's and don'ts when you are using your experience as a project manager in your CDR application, Competency Demonstration Report. But first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida. I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website that I created to share content of value and useful information to help you in your journey to validate your engineering qualification in Australia. And I also share some information about workplace health and safety, environmental management, the day-to-day of engineering in Australia, and about professional engineering recruitment as well. And also I would like to let you know that I have confirmed the dates for the next free workshop that I usually hold a few times a year, Engineering Qualification Validation. And the workshop is going to start from the 29th of November, which is a Sunday. And the opening webinar is going to be 10 a.m. Brisbane time. And the workshop is going to run for the full week. And we will have our closing webinar on the 6th of December at 10 a.m. And if you haven't registered yet, I will copy and paste the link for you guys to register. So I copy and pasted the link in Facebook. Just going to copy and paste the link in YouTube. And if you're watching me in Instagram, you can go to my bio. There is a link there, linktree/JersonIda. When you click on that link, the first button is the button for you to register to the free workshop. And in this workshop, for the full week, I will be sharing a lot of information. I will be sending almost 1 hour and a half of video contents to your email. So it's really, really important that when you submit your registration, that you check your email to see if you received the confirmation email, and also to save my name and my email address in your contacts. So you will receive the emails. They're not really going to the junk mailbox. And I don't know if you are part of my Telegram group, but last weekend, when I spoke about some of the reasons why Engineers Australia may reject your application, I prepared a PDF of this live session, and I posted in the Telegram group. The only catch is that that PDF is protected by a password, and I will be revealing the password during the live session. And obviously, those ones that do not watch the live session will not know the password, and therefore they will not be able to open the PDF. And tonight I'm going to do the same. So pretty much about in the middle towards the end of this live session, I will put a post in my Instagram account, and then I would like you to make some comments and mark somebody. Depending on how many people will be commenting and marking somebody, I will then post the PDF in the Telegram group. If you are not really part of my Telegram group, you can actually register and join the group. I will put if you haven't joined yet, I will paste the link in Facebook, and also I'm pasting the link in YouTube. And if you're watching in Instagram, you also can go to the link in my bio, and then there is a button that you can join the Telegram group, Engineering Qualification Validation. And that's very easy. You just need to download the Telegram app first. I'm probably going to write here in Facebook, Telegram app, and also here in YouTube, Telegram app. So you just need to download the app first. And once you downloaded the app, you can then click on the link and then you can join the group. And I've got already about, I think 700 and 700, I'll just double check here. I got about 762 members in the group. So you got to remember that when you want to go further, it's always good to not go alone, to have company. And the group is to kind of create this sense of community. All right, so we'll start with the content. And I'm really happy to be here to share my experiences in this important topic, where I have received many questions from engineers that about what could be used and what could not be used in the career episodes when it comes to project management experiences. And as I put in the live session kind of a thumbnail, the do's and don'ts about using or not your project management experience. And if you have any question, please send me in the comments. I'll be more than happy to, in about 5 or 10 minutes, to just check the comments. And if you have any particular question about your experience as a project manager, if you can or cannot use that in your career episodes, put in the comments and I'll be more than happy to talk about it. So the first topic that I put in the event description was how much experience should I use? Obviously, we're talking about project management experience. It's important to say that there are some project management experiences that are very relevant to be used in your career episodes. And a little bit later on, I will be talking about some of the competencies that you can use your project management experiences. But it's important for you to know that there are very relevant experiences that you can use in your career episode. But also, you need to keep in mind that there are specific competencies and majority of the competencies and experiences, you will have to use your engineering experience. And one statement that usually I remember from my times of the interviews with Engineers Australia was that the national assessor was usually saying to the candidates, we are here to assess your engineering skills, capabilities, and competencies. We are not here to assess your project management skills, capabilities, and competencies. If you want to be assessed under your project management capabilities, Engineers Australia is not the right place for you to do it. So that sends a very clear message that you got to be careful how much project management experience you will be exploring in your career episode. But on the other hand, there's certainly a lot of project management experiences that you can use in your career episode. And when you're using the project management experiences, you should remember that they also should be complex in nature. So I'm probably going to give some examples for you. And when you are using your project management experience in some of the competencies, you got to remember that you need to focus on the 10 areas of knowledge. If we take, for example, PMBOK methodology, which is the project management book of knowledge, the 10 areas of knowledge according to PMBOK is scope management, time management, cost management, people management, quality management, communications management, risk management, procurement management, stakeholder management, and integration management. So you got to remember that when you are going to use your project management experience, you need to make sure that you cover those areas there. So how much experience should I use? You just probably need to use your project management experience in the competencies that you can actually address, and those competencies that Engineers Australia pretty much allows you to use project management experience. Engineers Australia, obviously, they know that the life of an engineer is not just purely engineering tasks or engineering activities. There are some management and there are some project management experiences and activities that is part of the life of an engineer. So, as I said, there are some competencies that you can use that. And that's the next topic. Which competencies can I use my project management experiences? As you know, there are 16 competencies that you need to address as part of your CDR application, Competency Demonstration Report. And I put in here just some of the competencies that you potentially could be using, obviously according to the type of experience that you have. The first competency that you could be using is PE 2.2, which talks about fluent application of engineering techniques, tools, and resources. Project management tools and resources, they are some sort of engineering technique as well. And there are many tools, project management tools and techniques that are related to engineering. So you can use under PE 2.2. You can also use under PE 3.2. So we talk about PE 2.2, and now we're talking about PE 3.2. Effective oral and written communication in professional and lay domains. So that's certainly a competency that you can use, especially because one area of project management is communications management. The other area that you potentially could be using is PE 3.4, which is professional use and management of information. So that's certainly a very good area, which is going to be probably part of your communications management, is going to be part of your scope management, is going to be part of your stakeholder management, for example. And then the other competency that you potentially could be using is effective PE 3.6, effective team membership and team leadership. So that's basically under your people management, under your stakeholder management, under your integrations management. You could be using those experiences under PE 3.6, which is effective team membership and team leadership. All right, I'm just going to just quickly check if there are any questions there or comments. Not really. Where are you from? Just while I'll double check the next topic here, just like to check with you guys and interact a little bit with you. Where are you from? Are you from Brazil and are you in Australia, or are you from Brazil, are still in Brazil? Or are you from Colombia? Are you from India, Pakistan? Last live session, we had people from Pakistan, India, and also they were there in their countries and also here in Australia. So where are you from and where are you now? So, and if you can perhaps let me know what type of engineer are you? Are you a civil engineer? Are you a mechanical engineer or environmental engineer? So I can perhaps use some examples. Luli, yeah, in Facebook, thank you very much. Mexican in Australia, oh, well done. And let's see here. And are you, I think we caught up last weekend, I think. So what sort of engineer are you? Sorry, but I have a very bad memory. All right. So the other topic that I put in the description was about the whole episode. Should I, or could I, or should I write the whole episode using my project management experience? That's certainly another very good question. So you just got to remember again that you have 16 competencies to be addressed. Engineers Australia, as part of your competency demonstration report, requires you to address and demonstrate 16 competencies. And I'm afraid to say that majority of the 16 competencies, they are very technical and they are very engineering based. So again, most of those 16 competencies, they are technical and require deep engineering application. So what happens if you write a whole career episode just using a project management experience? So if we go back to the 10 areas of project management, again, scope, time, cost, people, quality, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder integration. They are all management. Some of them potentially could be a little bit more technical. For example, scope. When you are defining the scope of a design that you did, for example, it could be that the project that you managed was a design project. So obviously the scope management in your project management could be part of your scope definition, even project briefs for the design. So you could potentially be using some of that experience. But remember that majority of the competencies are very technical and you will need a lot of the deep engineering knowledge. So what happens if you purely use the whole career episode using your project management experiences? So it's going to be very likely that you will not be able to address the 16 competencies required by Engineers Australia. I've got Ferris in YouTube. He's a Brazilian mechatronics engineer in Adelaide. Yeah, welcome, Ferris, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. And that's a good reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you like the content, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the like button, because YouTube has an algorithm, and when you hit the like button and when you subscribe to my channel, it delivers the content to more people that potentially could be benefited with the content. And in my YouTube channel, I've got more than 150 videos where I talk about the validation process, talk about recruitment, I talk about workplace health and safety, and etc. All right, and Luli, she's industrial engineer, Mexican industrial engineer here in Australia. Yeah, well done. It's still about writing. If you decide to write the whole career episode using your project management experience, just pay attention that the assessor may not accept your career episode if you write it fully, describing your project management experience. And the reason why is just because the reason that I just said. You have 16 competencies, and majority of those competencies are very deep engineering competencies. And unfortunately, when you just describe your project management experience, you probably not going to be able to demonstrate all the 16 competencies. And if you, for some whatever reason, are not able to demonstrate the 16 competencies, the assessor most likely will not accept your career episode, and either will ask you to rewrite your career episode demonstrating engineering competencies, or he or she may not approve your application. The other topic that I mentioned was, can I write 3 career episodes with project management experience? And that's another good question. And I've seen many applicants applying the 3 career episodes using project management experience. And why is that? Because depends on your country that you come from. It's very common that once you graduate, you ended up becoming a project manager. You ended up becoming a construction manager, for example, or a manufacturing manager. And that's very common. And if that happens soon after you graduated, you leave university, and then you get a job as a project manager, how often a project manager will be doing design? How often a project manager will be doing calculations? Analysis, obviously, project managers will be doing a lot of analysis, but you got to think about how often a project manager will be doing design, calculations, putting together new manufacturing systems or processes, etc. So it's probably not going to be very likely. So, and that's the reason why some people, they write the 3 career episodes using project management experience, because unfortunately they didn't have other experience. They didn't have, or they were not exposed to other experience rather than the project management experience. In this case, what should you do? If you say, Gerson, sorry, but I just have project management experience after I graduated. So you got to remember that for you to be able to validate your qualification, you don't need to use work experience. If your work experience is not using engineering skills and competencies, etc., you can always go back to your university assignments and your university assessments and university projects and write your career episodes based on the university experience, your academic engineering experience. So Engineers Australia does not require work experience. So if you do your assessment, you look at your experience, your work experience, and then you think that the experiences are not really related to engineering, you ended up using more project management or more construction management, more manufacturing management. Perhaps a better idea is for you to go back to your academic experience and use those experiences as part of your career episode. And as I said, I've seen some applicants applying the 3 career episodes using project management experience, and Engineers Australia did not accept all episodes. They might accept one, depending obviously how much engineering skills and competencies you ended up using when you were managing a project. But it's very unlikely that they're going to approve the 3 career episodes. And as I said in the very beginning, Engineers Australia is there to assess your engineering capabilities and skills. They are not there to assess your project management capabilities and skills. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a picture of my screen, and then I'm going to post in my Instagram. And I would like to see some comments so I can then prepare the PDF of this live session, and I'm going to put in my Telegram. So where's my camera there? So I'm going to actually take a picture of my computer. I'm going to take a photo. Yeah. So of my computer. Hello. And then I'm going to post in my Instagram. And I would like to see some comments, and also in the comments, if you can put what was some of the learnings, or what was one learning that you had in this live session. And if I have few comments, I'm going then to put the PDF in the Telegram group. And you could be asking, oh, Gerson, but I'm not part of your Telegram group. How do I get access to the PDF? So I'm just going to put what was one learning from the live session, and also mark another engineer to share this content. The PDF will be in my Telegram group, and the password is in the live session replay in my IGTV. All right, so what's going to be the password for this one? So I just shared, I think, yeah, just shared the post. You can see here, it's in the post just there. So there's a post. If you can put a comment and mark someone, another engineer, to share this content, I will then put the PDF in the Telegram group. For those that arrive later, I put the link to the Telegram group in the comments in Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching in Instagram, the link to access my Telegram group is in my bio. You go to the linktree/JersonIda. When you click on that link, I think is the second button from the top. You can then download the Telegram app, and then once you click on that link, you can join my group. So what's going to be the password for that PDF? The password is going to be, let me see, the PDF is going to be industrial engineer. So industrial engineer, all in small fonts, industrial engineer. So that's going to be the password for the PDF. I will show, how can I show that? I'm not going to write in the comments, but well, I can write in the comments and then I can delete. So industrial engineer, industrial engineer in YouTube, and I'm going to put in Instagram. I can't really put in the video there, but it's going to be industrial engineer, all in small fonts. That's going to be the password for the I'm actually going to put in here in Instagram, industrial engineer, industrial engineer. And in Instagram, you can see that the comment is coming from my other page. I got another profile in Instagram. That's the other profile that I use to raise awareness of colon cancer for people younger than 50 years old. Some of you know or not, I had cancer many years ago, and I raise awareness about people to prevent, obviously, get the same disease. All right, I've got one question in YouTube from Daudio. Thank you very much, Daudio, and thanks again for participating in the live session. Daudio is asking, could you give us any other example of academic experience instead of final project? That's a good question, Daudio. Usually those ones in Brazil, it's what they call TCC. It's kind of it's the final assessment for the course. So that's obviously very obvious that you could be using that as part of your academic experience. Another example that you could, what sort of engineer are you, Daudio? So perhaps I could use one example related to your engineering field. But for example, I am a civil engineer, and I remember that as part of my graduation, I had a subject called Transport B. So Transport B was about road design. And I did a very lengthy project or a report where the professor gave us a section of the road. He gave us a map of the allocation, and we had to do the vertical alignment, we had to do the horizontal alignment, we had to calculate cut and fill, we had to determine where we're going to put the bridges, where we're going to put the culverts, and then the transition curves, have to calculate everything, etc., etc. So that was an assessment or assignment of that particular subject, Transport B. So what I could use as part of the example, the audio, is that in my case, that wasn't my final assessment, was just an assessment of a subject. And I could write everything that I did, obviously addressing the format and the structures of the structure of the career episode and addressing the competencies, but I could write about that assessment. I also remember that there was another subject that was called structures A, B, and C. And part of, I think, was structure C. It was about pre-tensioning concrete. And there was an assessment about that. So I did a report about and calculated pre-tensioning of a concrete girder or concrete beam, and I could write that report. And you're saying that you're a mechanical engineer. Well, a mechanical engineer, perhaps, I don't know, thermodynamics, probably it's one subject. If you did an assessment or assignment about one subject when you were graduating, when you graduated, doesn't need to be the final assignment. Can be an assignment of any subject that you still remember. The only thing is that they're probably going, Engineers Australia will probably going to ask you to send a copy of the report. So that could be an issue because sometimes people don't have the report anymore. So in that case, if you don't have a report anymore, potentially you could be asking a letter from the professor or from the course coordinator at the university. But you could be, let's say that as a mechanical engineer, you had a subject to talk about, let's say, air conditioning. So if you did a report, if you did a project about air conditioning, you could be writing about that, how you calculated the refrigeration loads and all of those things that you did. If you did a project to, let's say, design a particular machine or equipment or a tool or a part, you could then write a report about that. All right. There's another question from Ferris saying, do I need to demonstrate the 16 competencies at each of the 3 career episodes, or the competencies can be split between them? Yeah, the booklet is not very clear, but the experiences that I said, the experiences that I've seen is that, yes, it's probably a very good idea that you need to demonstrate the 16 competencies in each career episode. it increases and improves your chances to be approved. If you write 3 career episodes, and let's say that there is one particular competency that you just write in career episode number 3, for example. So career episodes number 1 and 2, let's assume that you didn't write about those competencies in career episode number 1 and 2. You just wrote in career episode number 3. So what happens? What happens is that you reduces your chance for that competency to be approved. So because you can think that your experience is enough to demonstrate that competency, but the Engineers Australia assessor may have a different point of view, may have a different interpretation. And then you run the risk of the Engineers Australia assessor, he or she, perhaps he or she doesn't like that experience and does not approve, does not accept that experience in that competency, in that career episode. And because you didn't write in career episodes number 1 and 2, then you ended up with no demonstration of competency because you just wrote in one career episode, and that one there, the Engineers Australia assessor did not approve. So I strongly encourage you guys to write and address all the 16 competencies in each of the career episodes. And I certainly talk about that in the workshop. Again, I would like to just let you reinforce that I confirmed the free workshop online. It's going to be online, 100% online and 100% free. The opening webinar is going to be on the 29th of November at 10 a.m. It's going to be using the Zoom meeting platform. With this pandemic, Zoom became very popular. I've been using Zoom since last year. So it's very important that you register to the workshop. Once you register to the workshop, and the link to register I left in the comments in Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, you can go to my bio and then click on the link and you can register there. Very important that all my videos and the link to the webinar is going to be sent by email. So you got to make sure that you save my email address and my name in your contacts so it doesn't really go to the junk mailbox. Just so you know, I've got a lot of people in my mailing list. I've got more than 1,500 people in my mailing list. And not everybody gets the email because perhaps I sent them an email, but because it goes to the junk mailbox, they never see the email. If you save as a contact and as a favorite, it increases the chance for you to get my emails. I'm also going to put in my Telegram. So that's why it's very important for you to be part of my group in Telegram and also turn on the notifications so you know when I'm sending the videos and when I'm sending the link to the webinars. All right. What else I've got today? Just going to check if I have any other question. No, I'm going to check how the post is going in Instagram. Don't forget to make a comment and mark somebody in the last post that I did in my Instagram. And so I can put in the PDF in the Telegram group. All right. Don't really have any other questions. So I would like to thank you guys very much for your participation. And I will see you next Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Brisbane time, to talk about another topic about the validation process or about job recruitment. Thank you very much. And I'll see you then.